Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest narration of the web series The Nature of Predators Book 2. If you're new to the series, there is a playlist listed down below in the description, and as always, I hope that you enjoy. Chapter 7. Memory Transcription Subject, Taylor Trench, Human Colonist. Date, Standardized Human Time, March 16th, 2160. The heart rate monitor beeps were the first sensory input to break through the dreamless fog, bringing me into consciousness. My eyes blinked open, gasping, as my mind felt that I had been buried beneath the sand in the last waking moments. The blue light of the medical clinic hit my vision, and I sat up with hyperventilating breaths. Dr. Abadeo was nowhere to be seen, though I recognized her workshop instantly. My head throbbed, wrapped in bandages, and I groaned in discomfort. My fingers scrabbled at the linen sheets, trying to push myself upward. No, easy, Taylor. Sharice's voice sounded like it was being amplified within my ears. She rushed up from where she'd been sitting on her holopad in the visitor's seat. There was an accident in the mines. You were injured. I gritted my teeth. I know. I remember. Help me get up, Benson. I've got to get back to work. We've got to make sure the shipments... That's not happening, Mayor Hathaway said, from where he was quietly hiding in the shadowy corner. The main drill is gone, son. Look around you. We have a lot of folks down and not nearly enough medical staff available. Gone? That can't be. We're not going to be able to meet Krebs' demands, and there's feck all I can do. While on Earth, there would have been specialists for every condition under the sun. Here we only had a handful of general practitioners, one general surgeon for emergencies. Most surgeries were performed by robots due to understaffing, and a single dentist. I suppose for the last one, we wouldn't want anything happening to our precious canine teeth. Cavities weren't a good shtick. Getting buried alive hadn't hurt half as bad as that root canal I had to get. Once this generation of medical staff were gone, we'd have to hope someone new trained on the AI courses we brought from Earth. My head slowly lifted from the pillow, with my vision unblurring at last. The light pained me as it struck my optic nerve, but I forced myself to look around at the bed. There were people in full body casts, with breathing tubes down their throats, with missing limbs, or even burned features, like from being too close to the explosion. Considering how I'd only just been making my way away from the control platform, I gotten off quite lightly. My mind raced back to the last time I saw Caver, who'd only increased the drill's capacity of my prodding. Where was he? Had I caused this? I couldn't help but feel responsible for the catastrophe and for destroying any chances of staying the Krebs' hand. Where's Caber? I pleaded to Sharice, feebly tugging at her hand. Her eyes swelled with water. Caber was killed almost instantly. They're still pulling bodies from the wreckage, but his death has been, confirmed. I'm sorry, Taylor. No, I killed him. How many people are dead? This isn't your fault. How many? Mayor Hathaway lowered his head. 10. 36 more injured, with a third in critical condition. I killed all of them. I never meant for any of this to happen. Caber didn't deserve this. He was a good engineer, someone who really cared about the people using our tech. And he's gone. He's fucking gone. I just wanted to save our home. And now we're for sure going to lose this place, the only home we've ever knew. Fuck, I hate everything. The beats from the heart rate monitor quickened as grief manifested and anger threatened to consume me. Brandon Hathaway and Sharice Benson looked on with concern, both exchanging glances with each other. I was surprised the mayor wasn't chewing me out, but all these deaths traced back to my one reckless decision. He must be beyond disappointed when I failed him and all of humanity in such a horrendous way. While I was happy to fall on my sword, I was livid at the Krev for forcing us to push ourselves to such a cold, calculated rigidity. Those Xenofex didn't care about us at all. They were the reason that I had killed my friend. We can't mine anything now, less bodies, no drill. We're so fecked. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I really didn't. Taylor, breathe, Sharice implored me, noticing that I was short of breath. It was an accident. Nobody blames you. I squeezed my eyes shut. I blame me. Caver warned me that it was past the safety limits, and I told him to push it a bit further. I didn't listen, because I didn't want the Krev to take our fecking home. I thought it would be fine. I did. There's no fixing it now, Mayor. If you need a scalp for this, I won't fight you. Mayor Hathaway slumped his shoulders. You're right that there's no fixing the draw. But I'm not benching my star player in the 9th innings. If it's anyone's fault, it's mine for ordering you to do whatever it took and dangling a carrot in front of your nose. We both should have seen that there was no producing anything faster. I shouldn't have agreed to give them double in the first place. Charisse was right. I negotiated with absolutely zero backbone, based on my gut. You have good instincts, son. You have a lot of ambition and charm, too. Back on Earth, you would have made something of yourself. You'd be a company executive, politician, some kind of leader. You're a natural at taking charge and reading people, so I see no reason you weren't right about the Krev. Anyone with half a mind knows they've just been looking for as flimsy of a reason as they can find to push us out. And now they will. Kiva died. For nothing. I could have found another way. I could have warned the miners, like you said, so they didn't have a chance to clear out. Charisse tilted her head. You probably could have. Our situation could be worse, though. I might have disagreed with what you had done, but not why you did it. You fight the Krev, and a lot more good people die than who's lying here now. You think the damn militia had a few security officers can stand up to them? I know they can't, and so do I. That's why I'm going to go out there and have a chat, man to man, when Gress shows up in an hour, Hathaway said. Wait, it's already been 3 days. I've been out for that fecking long. You have. We were worried about you. Glad you came too before I've got to trek out there. I'm going to tell them the truth about the accident and plead for a reprieve. They did display sympathy for us when we first came here, so maybe we can convince them to give us some time. If it comes to it, though, we're just going to leave. There'll be no fighting them. I don't know if we can have it on us to start all over again, but it's the only choice. I snorted in bitterness. The people will be thrilled about that. The people will call it a feckless move, but at least they'll be around to spit their criticism. Nobody can take a look at their warships and think that we can win. We stay because they allow it. I'm not sure I'll be able to persuade the Krev to grant us mercy like you. I don't quite have your knack for smooth talking, Taylor. I've still got to try. I can handle it. Let me talk to the Gress, sir. I need to do this, after my part in the mess. Absolutely not. Dr. Abadea wants you to rest. You just awakened from being out cold for days, Charisse protested. I'm fine now. You can be right there to help me, Charisse. And if I can't make it, we'll turn right back around. Mayor Hathaway can come too, if he wants to remember what sunlight looks like. The joys of being human. Hathaway hesitated, squinting at me. You shouldn't be going anywhere, but I won't deny that I need you. I haven't been topside in some time, so I think I'll stay here and stand by, in case anything is needed. You sure you're up for this, Taylor? I am, sir. Just put that blasted mask on, and we'll be going. Charisse placed a gentle hand on my shoulder, steadying me as I forced myself to sit upright. Her eyes darkened with disapproval at the mayor's agreement, but the mayor was right. Attempting to plead with the Krev and stop them from taking away our sanctuary was the least that I could do. Now wasn't the time for me to be sidelined and for the Gress to be introduced to someone new. The security guard squinted as I struggled to steady myself, with a ringing in my ears that drove me insane. It was as though I could still feel the explosion rattling my eardrums and remember landing with my nose down in the dirt. Pull yourself together, Taylor. It takes a few minutes to walk into the elevator from here, straight through the common area and another at the landing pad. The only way to stop people from considering me a Krev bootlicker is to stand up to them, and not to bend over so they can take our homes. I won't let them. Not after good people died over their stupid fecking rocks. Mayor Hathaway pursed his lips. I know you feel bad about all of this, Taylor, but this is just the cherry on the top of our entire voyage. I'm not in any way upset with you, and you don't need to prove anything. Call me senile, old man, but it really feels like the universe is out to get us. There's nothing out there that's come easy to us. This is just the newest hurdle. It's not within your power to stop the endless tribulations. I hate the Krebs, sir. That's the only thing I need to keep me going, I murmured. Don't we all? Play nice to their faces, especially now. Whatever you do, do not go playing the hero. Remember what's at stake here. Getting kicked out is a lot better than having our doors kicked in. We can't piss them off. If you can't stop them from booting us out, buy us as much time as you can to come up with a plan. I understand. That's all we've been doing, buying time for 20 years. For all we know, this is the safest place in the galaxy for us. We always knew that it might come to this. The Krev told us up front that it was a temporary arrangement, and Lord knows we tried to make it otherwise. Our pleas have probably fallen deaf ears. They hate us like every other alien race, Charisse commented. Drain us dry, bleed us of every last penny, and then they've got no use for us. Far as I'm concerned, we should get packing. I massaged my dizzy cranium. We're lucky those heartless bastards saw an opportunity to let us land at all, else we would have starved with our supply shortage. Yippee. You're going to try to convince them to spare us. It's about time that we've gotten one act of kindness. For all those Federation pricks accused us of being devoid of empathy. Sometimes it seems like we're the only ones with an ounce of it, Hathaway sighed. Life at 1% is starting to feel real pointless, like you said. Let's not disrespect the people who gave up everything to send us here. I carry on because my parents sacrificed themselves, so I could get on this ship. My mother had health issues, and the UN limited passenger slots to only those who could bear children and were in good health. Had to pick and choose to ensure the healthiest progenitors. My dad stayed behind with her. They both wanted me to survive. I remember when they wished me goodbye. Their faces are shadows and figments now, but I can hear their voices in my head. Charisse raised her eyebrows. What are they saying, Taylor? That they'd be proud of me, no matter what came next. That they'd look down on me, and they'd wanted me to be happy. I don't think this is what they dreamed for me. I wonder what all the people from Earth are thinking, if they're watching from some kind of afterlife. I think they're thinking that you're going to talk the Krev into taking their heads out of their asses. That if anyone's got this, it's you, even all banged up and beaten. The mayor nodded. I agree with her. I wish we had more time to strategize, but you've got to get going to the lift. Before the Gresh gets here. Don't want him getting restless legs. You need anything off Taylor's unwell, you call me, Benson. Understood. We're off, Buzzcut. 1 foot in front of the other. I'm right here. I limped out of the medical clinic, past a few other patients lying in recovery. My mouth felt numb and dehydrated, as the balloon expanding within my skull beat me up. Dr. Avadeo strolled back out of the operating suite and began chasing me with alarm. The mayor stepped in, running interference on her as she attempted to contain me. My steps quickened with determination, though the vertigo made my balance a bit precarious. Aches and pains plagued me across my body. I imagined it would be worsened from any exertion, but I was willing to sacrifice myself for humanity. If my parents had the strength to send off their only child so he could survive, I could be strong enough to face Gress. One gesture of genuine nobility. Gress wasn't very understanding about the 3-day buffer. How can we expect him to give us an indefinite hiatus? After a previous extension, it's clear that the Krev can't stand us and don't care about our problems. I didn't see an angle to stand on. Charisse brought me a change of clothes, something more suitable for an outdoors than a hospital gown. My eyes roved across the common area, where studio apartments much like my own were cut into the rock face, and I inhaled the scent of burning meat for what might be the last time. We hid the lab-grown meat factories underground, deep in the bunker's recesses. We couldn't have the Krev getting wind that we were flesh eaters. There were a handful of restaurants cut into the shop alcoves in the center pillar, which divided the walking space into a chunky medium. They were all devoted to keeping the culinary delights of Earth alive, a small taste of home and our cultures. Charisse's uncle worked at the Bistro pub, a place I really wished I could collapse and get a drink right about now. My head was swimming in nausea, and it was all I could do not to kill over right there. It felt as though I'd jogged a marathon, despite how I'd barely stepped outside the med clinic. I needed some kind of injection of energy. My thoughts harkened back to the hatred of the Krev, and for my part, the entire disaster that forced us into this predicament. My steps became more sure-footed as I staggered to the elevator. Charisse presented 2 masks with keys bound around them. "How many times have we done this together, Taylor?" "Too fucking many," I sighed. "If this is the last time we take this ride together, humanity will probably got a few extra years on this planet because of you. Some things just aren't meant to be. Slim comfort, that is. At least we don't have to lie to the miners now. There's no ore to be given to anyone. We'll see if the grass can get that through their thick skull." I managed to place a cloth mask over Charisse's head before she fitted mine into place. It concealed our eyes, but normally we could see through it. Right now, I felt like I was suffocating me, just like the sand that poured from the cavern had done. Hearkened to the harsh light that was searing my brain should have been a welcome reprieve, but it was difficult to make out anything through any interference. None of my moment-to-moment existence felt right, beyond the standard resentment of having to hide my eyes from the watching clouds. I wondered what the doctor had diagnosed me with. The security guard locked my mask and stuffed the key in her pocket. I mirrored her actions, recognizing that there was no going back now. It was no further to the landing pad than it was to turn around and stagger back to the medical clinic. That would just leave me moping in bed, feeling powerless over what the Krev would do. More than I already did. If I couldn't stay upright for a few minutes with humanity's future on the line, then what kind of person was I? With trembling fingers, I twisted the key back into the guard's mask. I managed to pick up the secondary fabric left for my use and wrap it around my own skull half-heartedly. It partially blocked my view due to my poor placement. Charisse gave me a concerned head tilt before grabbing a cane from the control room. "Here, this belongs to Miss Cortez, but I don't think she'll miss it for a few minutes. I still don't think that you should be going up here. If you are going to, you should use this, something to lean on." I accepted the walking aid with a sigh. "I thought that something was you." "At that point, I might as well carry you on my back. Imagine what the Gress will think at that sight." "I'd love for the Gress to make a comment, so that I can whack that smug look off his face. Please, let's get going. I don't have much left in the tank." "All right, Taylor. Just take it easy. Talking isn't my game, but I'll jump in to help you if needed."
"I can handle the talking. It's getting up there that's the problem. Come on."
Charisse signaled to the control room, and our watchers unsealed the barrier to the elevator without hesitation. I took several deep breaths as the lift came to our call. The upward motion immediately intensified my disorientation, and my hands clamped around the cane. What was I going to say to the Gress beyond a desperate plea, as Mayor Hathaway had advised me? I couldn't let aliens send us packing again after everything that we'd built here. Humanity was here on this planet to stay. If there was anything that I could do about it, I wasn't taking no for an answer. End of chapter. I would like to thank our T5 members and patrons, Casper Arnholtz, John Creighton, Vidmori, 050, Dragzoon W.R.E, and Elijah Silvercross. Thank you very much.